Okay.
What we have here is an APU, commonly referred to as an auxiliary power unit. There are several manufacturers of APUs, and what we have here is one manufactured by Thermo King. And they call their particular APU a tri-pack. The reason they call it a tri-pack, it performs three functions. One, it monitors and maintains the truck's battery state of charge. Two, it maintains the cooling temperature of the truck's engine, and it also provides climate control inside the cab and sleeper for the operator. We'll talk about several of the components involved in the tri-pack itself. Here's the body of the tri-pack, or the APU, in which it houses the engine. This particular tri-pack has the Yanmar engine. It's a two-cylinder engine, approximately 7.5 horsepower. The fuel consumption is about 0.8 liters per hour, which is significantly less than having a truck idling. And that's one of the reasons for a APU unit is fuel savings for fleet owners, which have a lot of pieces of equipment. And another main reason is anti-idling laws for emissions, especially south of the border in California. We'll have a look at some of the other components on the tri-pack itself. As far as maintaining the climate control in the cab, one of the functions it performs is air conditioning. Very similar to your automotive type of air conditioning system. It has a compressor, which is coupled to the engine by a belt, and it has a clutch, electrically operated clutch on the compressor, which is operated by a controller. The controller itself sits in the cab of the sleeper, and the operator can monitor the actual temperatures right off the controller. Along with the controller is a temperature sensor, which is also mounted in the cab and sends an input to the controller, which turns the clutch on and off as needed. Another component of the air conditioning system is your evaporator. The evaporator also is mounted in the sleeper, typically underneath of the bunk, the bunk section itself. We have two outputs on the evaporator. There's two squirrel cage fans inside, so we get a significant amount of air coming out, and the operator can determine where he would like his ducting to go in the cab. He could have one lower and one higher to maintain better cab temperatures. The output of the evaporator itself, at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, it can remove approximately 13,000 BTUs per hour. A couple more components you would find in the evaporator itself is I removed the cover here, and there's a freeze stat in the evaporator, which is monitoring the temperature of the coil, and whenever the coil gets down to about 31 degrees Fahrenheit, it also is going to cycle the clutch off on the compressor so our evaporator cooler doesn't freeze up. Another component we would find inside the evaporator is a low pressure switch. It's a safety. In the event that we have a blockage or loss of refrigerant, if our pressures get down to approximately 5 psig, it'll shut the unit off to prevent damaging the refrigeration system and the compressor. On the front of the evaporator, you'll find a grill with a filter, which should be looked at and serviced occasionally to prevent it from not actually moving enough air through the cab and prevent blocking or clogging up our actual evaporator coil. And that you would find underneath the actual sleeper itself. Another part of the refrigeration system is a condenser.